So we finally lost our first game of the season last night, 109-108 to the Celtics in the first game of Cup play, the NBA Cup tournament. And now I gotta say it was disappointing. It was disappointing, especially given the fact how we fought back to get back into the game, and that was my big takeaway from last night is the Sixers fought back. They fought back. They with each game that I watched them play, I realized that this is a team that has a totally different identity when it comes to you know staying in the game, never believing that they're out of a game. Listen, the Sixers, they were down big last night. They were down big. I mean, they were down by 20 some points in halfway through the second quarter. I mean, the Celtics, just like the Wizards, they were they were scoring in bunches on us, and they couldn't miss. I mean, Jalen Brown was hitting shots. Peyton Pritchard was hitting shots. Derek White was, the menace that he was, always, hustling, doing the little things, right? Um, they had another dude on there. His name was Gonzalez. Yes, Gonzalez. I never heard of him, never seen him before in my life, but he was hustling for them. Anthony Simons was coming up with some big shots. Like the Celtics, they were running away with that game. They were a juggernaut offensively. They put up 38 first quarter points. They had almost 70 at the half. And again, I look back at last year's team. If this was a game that was being played last year, this team probably would not have fought to get back into the game. They would have just chalked it up to another loss, another check in the loss column, and they would have just gotten ready for the next game. But even though we lost, I walk away from this game feeling good because, again, the Sixers' resilience has been incredible to me. They never believe that they're out of a game. Going forward, for me, when I watch this team, it doesn't matter how much we go down by. They never seem like they're going to be out of a game. They're always going to compete. They're always going to fight. They're always going to scratch and claw and do whatever it takes to get back into the game. Now, as far as scoring goes, we didn't have any gaudy scoring numbers. Tyrese Maxey had 26, 8 rebounds, 14 dimes. That means that Tyrese Maxey was responsible for at least 54 points, 54 of the Sixers' points. So that means that Tyrese Maxey scored or assisted on half of the Sixers' point total. He darn near had a triple double in this game. I mean, it was incredible. It's been such a joy to see Tyrese Maxey's growth, and he's only getting better. 6 games into the 5 games into the season, and Tyrese Maxey has shown that he belongs in the elite conversation of not just point guards but basketball players this year in general. And I'm going to say it, he's quickly becoming the guy over other guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George. He is fast becoming the household name for our team. He played 44 minutes out of 48 possible minutes. He's durable. He's not He's on the floor when we need him the most, and other guys too. I mean, Kelly Oubre, VJ Edgecombe, 17 points apiece. Quentin Grimes, 16 points. I mean, we lost the game by 1 point. Yes, yes, that was frustrating, especially with that last possession. The Celtics, uh, they they were trying to give that game away, as far as I'm concerned. The Celtics were they were handing that game to us on a silver platter, and we were it was there for the taking right up until the last second. Jalen Brown missing his second foul shot. The other kid, I don't remember what his name was. I think it was um, who was it? Queta or Minot Garza. They've got some guys on there that I don't know much about that I've never really heard of, but they were missed some clutch foul shots in the waning moments of the game that allowed us to still be in striking distance. And that last possession in particular, um, you knew that Tyrese is where the ball should have gone, and so the Celtics did a really nice job of, denying Tyrese any shot, any opportunity to get a clean shot. Quentin Grimes ended up having the ball for that final possession for those final 3 seconds, and just from watching it, um, he had a deer in the headlights kind of moment. His controller malfunctioned. It came unplugged, and in that moment when Quentin Grimes gets it and the defensive pressure lightens up on Tyrese, the ball has to go back to zero, because Tyrese had a really good look on the wing to be able to release a game winning shot. And it was just unfortunate. I felt bad for Quentin because he's been such a key part of our run these first 5 games of this young season, and he swung it out to Joel Embiid, and I mean, Joel, he got the shot off, he missed it, but even if he made it wouldn't have counted, because slow motion you could see that the ball was still in his hands when the buzzer went off. Um, so yeah, we probably could have won the game if Quinn just makes the right pass, if he makes the right read, if he gets it back out to Tyrese. I feel really good about Tyrese taking the last shot. Um, but I mean, it's something that we learned from. Again, did we lost the game, but what I'm taking away from this is the fact that the Sixers are in every game that they play. They've been in every game that they've played so far, and I feel really confident, or I should say, I'm not panicking if they go down by a considerable margin going forward, because I know that they're going to continue to battle. I know that their resolve is going to be there. They're going to rally. And we've proven that we can score in bunches. We can score quickly. We've got the players to put up points and erase deficits very quickly. So that's what I'm hanging my hat on. That's the silver lining for me in this loss, is that the Sixers are fighters, and they believe that they're never out of a game. They're never out of a game, and it was, I'm sure it was a great atmosphere too. The fans were into it. They were down again, but you know this is a team that the fans can get behind, and just from what I was watching on the TV last night, um, the fans were into it. It was jumping, it was loud, and it was a just a great overall atmosphere. The Sixers The Sixers are doing well, man. They're on their way. We're going to have some losses. And listen, going forward, again, like I've been saying, we're not going to win every game. There's going to be some games, just like with the Phillies and their long season. There's going to be some games for the Sixers in this long season that they're going to get stomped out. They're going to get blown out of the water before they even realize what hit them. And those games will be they'll be scattered throughout the season. But for what I'm seeing right now, this is a team that's got spunk, that's energetic, that's enthusiastic, and again, we can get behind them and we can rally. And I feel good. I feel like they can win every game that they play in. That's just how I feel. So put this one behind us. It won't be the last time that we contend with Boston again this year. I'm sure we have at least two more games against them. So um, we'll see those guys again later. We'll pack this one up and we'll get ready for our next game against Brooklyn on Sunday. Um, that should be that should be a winnable game. I don't know what Brooklyn has done. I know they lost to the Hawks the other night. Um, they lost to the Hawks. Uh, they lost. Yeah, they're on a little bit of a losing streak. They're. Hold on. Make sure. Let me just take a look at what I'm looking at. The Brooklyn Nets. They lost. Yeah, so the Brooklyn Nets are 0-5 to start this year. Hopefully that first win doesn't come against us on Sunday, but I don't think it will. I think that the Sixers are good enough to pack this one away and to rebound and to get their minds right and get back on a winning track. So we'll see what happens. Sixers Nets, our next game that we play, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to rebound and get the good vibes going again. So we'll see what happens.